Hello, I wanted to make a video today about being present. I heard a quote from Jim Rohn a while back that he made a large mistake in his life believing that he could constantly be thinking about the future instead of the moment at hand. Many of us know this as mindfulness, many of us know this as meditation, being at peace with the moment. But I'm here to tell you that when we're planning in particular, when we are consistently concerned about future results, future goals, being in the moment is really the only way to get there. My name is Tarab. I make videos about emotional intelligence every day, hopefully to convince you that you can do whatever you want in your life. Actualize your potential. I've spent a lot of time in my life not necessarily being in the moment. Sometimes planning far, far ahead to make sure that events go well, that people are satisfied, that schedules are met, that people can go to the restroom if they want to, right? Things that a planner, the dad of the group, tends to do. And when it comes to anything else in life, I have a tendency to want to do this as well. So I'm making this video as a way to tell myself to chill the fuck out sometimes, because it really does make life more enjoyable. When the moment strikes, we don't have to constantly be in flux. We can actually stand still for a moment. And the last couple of videos on the channel that you've seen, well, hopefully that you've seen, have been about spirituality in general. And so this is something that I'm kind of concocting into a series of essays that will be about spirituality, about mindfulness, about the things that I believe matter in the marathon that is achieving our potential. So Jim Rohn said something a long time ago about the mistake that he made was that whenever he was going to work, he was thinking about work. Whenever he was at work, he was thinking about what he was going to do at home. When he was on vacation, he was thinking about what he was going to do at work. So this is the sign of a a crazy person, maybe, but it's also the sign of someone that is constantly thinking ahead, someone that is particularly philosophical, someone that is particularly system motivated, someone like myself and perhaps someone like you. And the reality is, how do we put ourselves in the moment? There is beauty in life. If you have experienced it, you know exactly what I'm saying. But really, the beauty comes from our appraisal of it, meaning that the beauty in life is really individual based, our perception based. And the more I believe we start to begin this process of taking things in, this process of understanding that perhaps the universe around us has things to do with our goals, our perceptions, our soul, that we actually matter, the more I believe we begin to take things as incredible gifts rather than things to be wasted. And the way that I have been practicing this recently is particularly going to work. I have been paying more attention to the nature around me. And that is because I spent a lot of time in the last couple of years going to the woods and making sure that I had that peace that life often does not give us. Making sure to go maybe once or twice on the weekend on a walk alone or with someone. And I got to experience something that was much older than me, much wiser than me in a lot of ways. Something that I believe is a core part of me, something that perhaps I'm missing nowadays, and why I need to have those moments to reflect and to be grateful for when the sun is shining through the window in the morning, or for strange bumper stickers I may see on cars, or someone bobbing their head, or to a good song in the car, or anything. Little signs the churches put up to inspire us, to keep us motivated, and even things that piss me off sometimes, right? Just paying attention to them, being aware of them. It's a good way to go about, I believe, coming into work, because it gives you a worldly energy, so that you are not so bogged down with the philosophies or the well-being even of your staff or the people around you. You might come into a particularly anxious work environment, one that is highly demanding. And I believe that this energy, this awareness of my future, of my, sorry, not my future, but my surrounding, gives me a little bit more peace when I approach people, gives me a little bit more observational awareness when I approach my situations at work, and I don't get pissed off as much. I often tend to be more kind to my patients, more compassionate. The other thing that I've been doing, particularly when I talk to my patients, which might be useful to you if you're not in some sort of service job, is 20 seconds of listening. Oftentimes we get kind of burnt out as service people. We get into situations where we have a lot going on, either systems that need to be changed, augmented, management, or really just getting bogged down by perhaps a bad patient in the morning or someone that's particularly rude. I say 20 seconds. And the reason is because there's a substantial amount of studies that indicate that when you pay attention to people for 20 seconds, then they feel heard, cared for, and they actually increase their self-worth because they feel that someone else is listening to them. There's also plenty of studies that say that when we look at someone in the eyes, it gives them tremendous amounts of stress relief as well, a lot like hugging. So I wanted to take this a step further in life after reading some of the messages in the Celestine prophecy, that I believe it's not just a people thing. I believe that when we pay attention really to anything for 20 seconds, and we give it that love, we give it our attention to beautify it in a sense, then we get energy back, and that thing also gets energy back. And it is something that I think we should be using to recharge our batteries a lot more often. This life can be rough. For a lot of us, probably, hopefully, watching this, life is absolutely beautiful. It's something that really shouldn't be taken for granted, and really is something that you're utilizing to the maximum of your ability. And so this is a way to juice it even more. This is a way to get even more out of it. And why I'm making this video is because many of us, I believe, are going really, really fast in the directions that we believe we should be going. And it tends to, though it's really good in a productive sense, I believe in a soulful, what's really satisfying to humanity sense, it can be detrimental. So food for thought. Food for thought that even in moments where, for instance, I'm making music and I know that I perhaps should be recording videos or writing something or going out and networking, to sit there and listen a little bit longer, to sit there and give it that attention is well worthwhile. My drum teacher, we used to have recordings for our drum circles that were like an hour long. And I remember sitting with him in the car and listening to them and kind of getting bored sometimes, thinking to myself, my goodness, we're playing the same thing, and there's this guy's being annoying, or this little whatever. And he would always tell me, no, you have to realize that the song, the circle itself is a progression, Rob. You have to realize that there's point, and he didn't say it in this kind of condescending way that I tend to say things, but he said it in a very a wise, almost spiritual way, that sometimes you just need to sit there and observe the pocket and observe the minute changes. That the thing itself is only as interesting as your hearing is. The world itself is only as interesting as our vision and our perception of it. So it's something to be trained, something to be modified, something to be built upon, rather than an instantaneous, yes, this is how I've looked at this tree for the last 10 years of my life, and thus there is nothing else to observe about this tree. It's a lot like loving something, really. If you've fallen in love, or if you have a partner in any capacity, you know that over time it becomes more and more difficult sometimes to appreciate the beautiful things that they do. But it is almost ultimately the job of everyone around that person, around us, to give us that energy back, to believe, genuinely believe, that you are the best possible you that you can be, and that you're trying, and that they're helping you. So yeah, this kind of stationary, this almost viewing life in moments is the opposite, I think, of a lot of the advice that I personally receive on Instagram by productive people, or on TikTok, or on YouTube. it was interesting. There's a multitude of different things that you will receive, different information that you will receive by virtue of our technology, by virtue of our modern times. There is an infinite amount of perspectives, valid perspectives to live life with. And so what I try to do is hopefully show that width, hopefully show that breadth of perspective, that it is about production, it is about getting money and wealth, it is about being comfortable, it is about your achievements, sure, but it's also equally about really loving life. It's also really about satisfaction and relationships and the spiritual moments, the serenity that we experience in life. Like, all of it is intertwined. And the more we focus on one thing, the other thing will call to us. And so I think it's very important for us to either keep bouncing back and forth in life, as cycles, as the spiral, or to try to live with kind of both in mind and come up with something that works the most efficiently for our emotional well-being. Things to think about, sure. Other things to think about. Recently, I've been there's an old man down the street that I made a friend with, because I don't really have any friends in Ohio, despite trying. Alas, the plight of I think we're part of Gen Z. I'm 27 years old. The plight of our generation is that well, we don't think anyone is as interesting as we are, or we're not particularly social creatures. We're more driven to do our shit and kind of get things done. At least that's the sense that I'm getting. And so it's been harder and harder for me to, first of all, care about social interaction to the level that I once did, and second of all, to actually seduce people into hitting me up, because by virtue of not caring. But it's a fun ride, and I have a lot of moments of tremendous joy in my days. And whenever I have a chance to meet this old man, he goes for a walk. By the time I get home, he's walking back. We get to chat, and it's interesting. The people that retain the youthful aspects of themselves, the people that retain that humility, that sense of curiosity in life, those are the people that I will always gravitate towards. And they're the people that I say are akin to like angels on the planet, people that feel like sunshine. And I try a lot to go and find these people, and not only find them, but make sure that they feel like I see them. That I tell them, if I'm at a coffee shop or something and someone's particularly bright, someone's particularly loving, I'm like, dude, you just made my day. Like, you're an incredible person. I'll leave them a good review, on Google. I'll go the extra mile to maybe give them some advice that might be beneficial to them in their life, or just to say that you have the best day ever now. I think it's our job as catalysts in society to do that, to be present, to be vulnerable, almost, to show people that there is great strength in socializing earnestly with a childish exuberance. Valuable. Just be valuable. The most valuable thing you can do for someone is probably make them smile and make them love life. Really. Because life's easy for people that have figured it out or that are successful, and life's really hard for people that haven't. So spread the good love, spread that good energy, Hopefully you found this valuable. Smash that like, subscribe, look forward to other things. Let me know what you want me to make videos about, because I can talk about random shit basically all day, but I know that perhaps people have specific questions that I could spend 10 minutes talking about that might not waste your time as much. So in the comments below, just let me know, what is it that you're curious about in life. If you'd like to have some discussions, I'm always available on Instagram Live. Just DM me at Terabify and say, hey, let's have a chat. And that'd be good fun. Or we can do a Zoom call if you want to strategize about life. I have a feeling that everything's connected. And I have a feeling that the people that reach out, I'm going to learn tremendously from. So stay connected, my friend. Actualize your potential catalyst. This world needs you. Also, check out this video. it'll be about maybe I'll find the augmentation of spirituality that I made a long time ago. But take care of yourself.